It is Travel Tuesday right here on eRadio, and today Rose is coming to us live from cloud number 9, just like that Bryan Adams song, Rose.
Yeah. We had a little stint here at cloud 9. It's the wind has come through and it's actually quite beautiful.
Yeah, Cloud 9
it's very
in
pretty.
Sedgefield, of course, that lovely viewpoint where you can also go up and launch into the air like you like to do, Rose, paragliding. Nice spot, beautiful view.
Yes.
You can see forever.
Yeah, it's very, very pretty up here, and it's very special as well. Today, very often, every now and then we get to thermal with some kind of huge bird, and today I happened to thermal with an osprey, so that was very special.
Oh, nice. So how long was your flight up there? How long did you actually go up in the air?
Sorry, repeat that again. I lost you there.
Okay, how long were you actually up in the air?
About 15 minutes. Yeah.
Okay,
so
like a quick flight.
Minutes.
Quick flight. Lekker. That's good, Rose.
Yeah.
Yes. No.
I had to do an interview, so I had to get down on the ground.
Shame, man. No, well, why didn't you just take your phone with you? I want to talk to you while you're up there, you see. I suppose the wind would be too noisy, yeah. But anyway, Rose, today we're talking about some nice, or the best, or I don't know, the best, if they really are the best.
Well, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to talk a little bit about Wales and in the garden route, because a lot of people sort of perceive that Hermanus is the garden route place. Hermanus is the whale watching place, you know.
Yeah.
Hermanus gets quite a lot of southern right whales and so on and so forth. But it's they passed right past our coast. And we have some operators. We've got Romanzo in Mossel Bay, and we've got Ocean Odyssey in Knysna, which you actually go through the heads to go and watch the whales, which is fantastic. And in Plet, there's 2 operations. One is Ocean Blue, and the other one is Ocean Safaris. So we have a few operators down here. And what people don't know is that we get a huge amount of whales passing through this area. I mean, sometimes I have one day, I think we were out there, and I think we probably saw about 10 whales all over the place, like in different spots, not all together. So there's a huge amount of whales coming through to the season. And then, of course, we get the migrating whales, and then we've got a resident whales as well. Oh. And so the resident whale is the Brood's whale, or the Bride's whale. It's spelled Bride's, but they pronounce it Brood's whale. And was a guy who did his studies here on these kind of whales, and they actually all year round, so you do spot them. And often you will see a whale and you're thinking, oh, the humpback's a boak. It's not actually, it's a Bride's whale or Brood's whale out there, and they're quite agile, quick hunters, and they love, they're eating the little sardines that come through, and they breed here, they calf here, and so on and so forth. And of course, then we get our migrating whales, which is your humpback whale and your southern right whale that comes past here. And they literally come from the Antarctic up into the cold waters, into the warm waters, where they're coming to feed and they're coming to calve and they mate. And it's quite exciting to see them. And the southern right I've seen here as early as in May. And then they kind of dissipate, and you don't see them again, except around Mossel Bay area, funny enough. I've seen some southern rights out there onto the ocean. And of course, the humpback whales, they pass very close by our coast, and they are very active as well. And it's very exciting because you can watch at some stages, you're looking out of the ocean, and all of a sudden you see this huge animal launch itself into the air and flops down, and then like, can you imagine that tonnage of animal, and then they just up in their little, the humpback whales look like they have these fins. They look like wings,
Yeah.
They look like we call them the angels. And they're really such gentle giants. And then at times, I think most of the operations on the boats that I've been is that when you go onto an operating boat, we have to keep a certain distance. But we're dealing with live animals here, and sometimes they are more curious than we are. And sometimes we can just switch. You can switch the boat off, and there's no motors running, and these whales actually come right up to the boat, and they come and look at you, and they're literally like curious, and they come and see, and there's nothing you can. They actually come to you, so it's quite amazing. And then at other stages you can see in this whale, and it's just breaching. It's going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 big breaches while you're sitting, and this huge animal throwing itself into the air and launching and making these huge splashes. So it's really, 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 really special. So if you are in this now Garden area, I would recommend get onto a boat and get onto a professional whale watching boat. People who have got the professional tickets, so we were going to say it too, that they do special courses on whale watching, how close you can get to the whales, what to do, what not to do, etc., etc., etc. That's the one thing. And of course, then don't write off just standing at a few viewpoints and watching the whales as well. I've been at a few places, Pinnacle Point. I've been in the Mossel Bay Point, in Bochum Spy, at Fransmanshoek area, at Seaplaas, right here in Dolphins Point. We've watched whales from Heracus as well, and Neisner at Brenton. You can stand there and watch these whales in Brenton from the Neisner Heads. And of course in Plet also there's a special whale watching point up there, and you will, if there's whales around, just keep an eye out. You will see them, and they're normally passing through, and they do breach, and they do tail lobbing, and it's quite exciting to watch them. So they do 4 things. You've got to look for a blow in the ocean. If something looks like it's blowing water out of the from nowhere, and you're like, what the hell is that? It's most likely a whale. Just watch carefully. And then they do something which is the breaching, which is where they and then of course they do the breaching, which is basically they dive, and then they come up, and they've with huge amount of force, and then they breach, break the water, and they breach as high as they can, and then they drop onto their sides and that's called breaching. And then of course there's something called tail lobbing, and I've watched a whale out of Pinnacle Point once, and the tail is just going dwah, 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 onto the ocean, and they hit their tail as well. And then the other thing they do is spy hopping, and this is what I actually saw a southern right do, and the southern rights came right into the heads of Nice. So we were on a boat, came right up to us, came up, spy hopped, looked around as if it's looking at us, and then went under the water, and then just under the boat and gone.
Yeah.
So very special.
Yeah, they are very, very special.
Yeah, and you will definitely, if you're on a boat and you see whales and they come close, it will make you quite, it will make you feel that it's very special moments. You're kind of in awe of these animals and the sizes that they are.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Now, I've seen the photos as well. You I think you also took quite a few photos, a couple of months ago, years ago, of whales. You've obviously been on all these boats. Must be an incredible experience.
Yeah, no, I've had one was actually a video that I took. It was quite funny. I was on Ocean Odyssey's boat, and after we had the whales came in close, and I was filming this whale, and it actually came so close that this tail kind of swooped past the boat.
Sure.
And after the whole thing, they asked, "Why is the boat scratched? Who scratched the boat?" And it was actually the whale's tail that actually came past them.
My word!
And he made this huge scratch on the boat. Yeah.
Sure. That's fantastic. I'm always worried that they'll go under the boat and then somehow breach and pop up, and then they'll take the boat with them. I don't know if that's possible, but maybe you're getting too close then.
Yeah, well, I mean, they go around, but they're intelligent animals. It's not a question of, they're not stupid. They know. They
Okay,
know
thank
there's
goodness. Okay,
what's in the oceans. Yeah.
that helps.
And
Yeah.
and then of course I have to mention of course that we in November, December we've got the orcas, or I think that they're the false orcas, because they haven't got the same. And there's a specific family. They move between Cape Town and here, and every now and then we spot them as well. And of course they come and they hunt. Dolphins and sharks, and that's one. Last time I saw them, they actually had they caught the baby brood's whale, and they were busy feeding on it. It's quite incredible to watch as well.
Wow. I always said bride's whale. You say it's brood's whale. I obviously didn't say it correctly. I didn't know. I thought it was bright.
It's a brood's whale.
Oh, it's a brood's whale. Okay, so
it's a brood's whale.
Almost sounds Irish or Scottish or something.
No, I think he was actually. I think his name is John Brood.
Okay, it sounds Scottish or something.
So I've also been corrected, but he did most of his studies on these specific bride's whales in South Africa for quite a period of time.
Well, that was interesting, Rose. Thank you so much for another Travel Tuesday. Are you going back up in the air now, or is that it for today?
No, I don't know. I think it's died. I'll see.
Okay. And who's celebrating her birthday tomorrow?
I don't know. Same person who's celebrating his birthday tomorrow.
Yes, happy birthday to us for tomorrow. I'll send you a message anyway. I'll send you a message.
We'll have a chat.
Okay, and now since you're saying you two, Rose, playing you a song with Bryan Adams, Cloud Number 9.
Yay!
Enjoy.
Cool. Thank
Cheers.
you.
Bye.